lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, we got a car restarts up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Okay.
Hello and welcome, race fans, to the Goat Locker Truck Series presented by INVets here. We're moving from the deserts of Phoenix, Arizona, all the way over to Lucas Oil here in Indianapolis Raceway Park. And, you know, it's a little different here. You're hearing my voice first, other than the beautiful voice of Dave Regal, as Dave Regal has decided to go get lost in Florida. And tonight I'll be having Alan Bergen up in the booth with me tonight. Alan, how are you doing tonight, brother?
You know what, Jordan? I'm doing great. Want to wish Dave safe travels and well wishes. Why would he go watch the Phillies of all people in spring training?
Because the Phillies are the team of the future and forever after. But I want to run through here real quick. Last week we saw Joseph McWhorter. He took the win last week to become our first repeat winner of this season. And you know, it's crazy how fast he's starting to move on through here and pick up these wins and put a tear on these guys, you know, here quick. It doesn't seem. Oh no, there he is. He's going to be starting third on the field tonight. But up front tonight is a face that we're used to seeing for the Arca Menards series that we've been, or Arca Menards, my apologies, the Glove Station Arca series that we run on Monday nights. Christopher Morris Jr. going to be our pole winner for tonight, and he is the Jam Printing and Promotions pole winner here, as they are a local and veteran certified, and when they do well, they can do more good in the community. Since forming in 2013, Jam has contributed printing and promotional sponsorships to more than 60 local nonprofits with a primary focus on organizations that assist veterans, women, and children. They have been with Goat Locker Racing since the very beginning. They provide GLR with all promotional items, including shirts, hats, decals, dog tags, you name it. Jam is GLR's go-to promotional company. And as I said, they are the sponsor for the Pole Award here. Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award going to Christopher Morris Jr. And I do not believe I see our pole sitter, so we're not going to get a word with him. But, you know, these guys are getting faster and faster each and every week. And, you know, we've seen 5 different winners across 6 races. This is going to be race number 7, and we're closing in on our playoff time here. Just a handful of races to go, and you know, spots are getting scarce here.
Yeah, definitely. Every point's going to matter here, Jordan, as these guys get ready to roll off onto the speedway to start their 1 or 2 pace laps here tonight. So I'm excited. We're going to go 100 laps here. These guys have been fast and furious all season long for the past 6 rounds, and I expect round 7 to be no different here.
And I actually misspoke. This is round number 8 on the season. We just finished 7. I can't count. But, you know, it's going to be fast and intense, and, you know, it's one of those shortest tracks. It's the first time that this truck series is here at IRP, so going to be interesting to see how these guys fare here and figure out this this track, you know, relatively quickly.
Yeah, quick little 3/8 smile, and in Lucas Oil Raceway IRP here as you will. And these guys visit the series regularly in the real world, you know, the Craft Truck Series. But I mean, laps are going to go by quick. We're going to go 1 lap, so here we go.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm not going to steal Dave's little catchphrase, but certainly we're going to see these guys get ready and amped up to go here from IRP, as Christopher Morris Jr. is going to round us out of turn 4 and creep towards that start and finish line. So he's going to fire off, and he's going to drag race side by side down with Mark Whitley to his outside.
Yeah, right now you're going to see the tale of 2 lines. These guys are going to go to the outside. You know, we've seen a lot of races here, Jordan, and the outside line tends to be the dominant line later on in the runs.
Which is a little bit different, because typically when you're at a track, you know, Brett Bieber around in the back there finds himself in the inside wall. Not a good start for him here. We just get past the first lap here. Take a quick look back to see what might have happened to him there. So riding here, he's down on that low line. Him and McWhorter side by side. He's going to turn himself off the rear end of McWhorter there and go to that inside wall. Put himself behind here at the start, and that's certainly not a way you want to start a race. But hey, it happens early. he's got plenty of time to maybe, you know, get that fixed, get that worked out. It is a short track, so aero is not going to be as much of an important, you know, critical thing that you have here. But you want to keep that horsepower as high as possible. So as long as he didn't hurt that motor, I mean, he's going to be well off here, able to kind of try to bounce back and just work his way up.
Yeah, under caution for the first time tonight. And just as you had mentioned, Jordan, the 808 truck of Brett Bieber, he's on pit road. I think I didn't see any real damage to the front end of that truck as he just lightly nosed it in there. But nonetheless, like you said, he's got a long ways to go. You know, watching these past 7 weeks, he's one of those drivers that is definitely capable of coming through the field.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been in a number of fights for the top podium spot. Watched his brother Travis Bieber run off with the win as he got hooked coming to the start-finish line in a close, heated battle. So, I mean, he's been right there just creeping into that, you know, that podium position each and every week. So, I mean, he's not, you know, doing, you know, bad by any means, but certainly going to be behind the 8 ball here. You know, and that's going to be one of those things that he's just going to have to, you know, be a little bit patient. I doubt he used his fast repair purposefully. You know, we always do tend to forget to uncheck that fast repair. So unless he, you know, forgot to uncheck that fast repair, he should be able to just get that fixed and get back out rolling.
Yeah, right now you know, the lights on the iRacing.com pace truck are out. But right now, while they're going under caution, let's take a look at that weather real fast as we are currently under a 70-degree temperature, 44% relative humidity, and 73-degree track temp. Jordan, I believe that first caution, you know, was a racing deal. You know, it was more than likely cold tires. And
100%. I mean, cold tires get you at just about every track, and especially here, you know, it's a tighter track than they have been racing. I mean, you know, they just went to Phoenix where, you know, you can get as far as, you know, a full tractor trailer's length away from somebody going through the dog leg. So, you know, once they get into a rhythm here and get themselves, you know, acclimated to a smaller track, it's going to be perfectly fine. And, you know, as we say acclimated, they're going to see that pace car make a hard left turn. Christopher Morris going to have control once again here. Getting ready to pull these guys through turns 4 and fire off as we're back. Green flag racing here from IRP.
Christopher Morris going to get the jump and the whole shot, and he's going to bring Mark Whitley right along with him. They're stacking them up too wide down that back straightaway, Jordan.
Yeah, McWhorter's going to look to the inside of Whitley now. He's running that lower, tighter line. Not able to carry momentum, but certainly the quicker way around the track. Could see some sparks flying off the wall. Not sure if it was Morris Jr. or if it was Whitley, but certainly someone grabbing a touch of the wall there.
Yeah, a lot of people grabbing the wall. And that's going to be conducive to this racing here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, a lot of these guys are going to be fighting for position. Like you said, we're getting close to the, you know, end of this regular season here. And, you know, the cutoff line, they're just separated by 2 points down there. So, you know, 2 points is, you know, just 2 positions. So we're going to see those guys really fight for everything. It's Jamie Libke. They're out by just 2 points behind Mike McCarthy, who's currently scored P5 right now. Jamie Libke, they're scored in 12th right now.
Yeah, right now, Mark Whitley has set the fastest lap of the race with a 21.73. And Ray Ellington, I hope I sound a whole lot better. I know you want to hear Dave, but Dave is on an airplane or has landed.
Yeah, I adjusted the volume, so I'm hoping that works that out. Just give me a shout there and let me know.
Or a thumbs up. Or give him a heart. He likes a heart.
Yeah, Travis Bieber here lurking to the inside of Brandon Wallace. Travis Bieber, one of our winners this season as well. Sitting in that 10th position, fighting really hard there. And, you know, like I said, there's going to be multiple grooves here as these guys are working up high, up low, up low, up high, down low, and trying to find every ounce of speed that they can, as Andy Kurtz now looks to the inside of Craig Bontrager and looks like he's going to be able to clear himself, slide up in front of that 49 machine there, or 49 machine there.
Now, here's the thing that I watch on short tracks. Not only do I watch the front end of the field, but I watch the back end of the field. Because essentially, Christopher Morris is going to hit the back end of the field, and he's going to come into contact with Noah Hogard, Chris Albert, Brett Bieber, James Coffin. So the back of the field is essentially running away from Christopher Morris like they owe him lunch money.
Yeah, absolutely. You see right here, those top three trucks of Morris, Whitley, and McWhorter kind of broken out to about a just over 2-second lead, almost 3-second lead for Morris over Andy Kurtz right now. And Andy Kurtz has been fast as well this season. So I look for him to maybe be able to be one of those guys to track these guys down and get to that 19 machine, the 74 and the 72 here.
Yeah, you're 100% correct there. Michael McCarthy up 3 spots, currently running 5th. He started out 8th. So he's another driver that's going to be on the move right now. Not a lot of big movers and shakers, but definitely going to be playing leapfrog for the next 76 laps.
Yeah, I want to take a peek back here. This is the guy that seems to be, I don't know necessarily if he's our most popular driver among some of these buddies of his in the chat, but certainly they're always here shouting out Hoagie. That's what we call him. They call him here is Noah Hoagie Hogard. Wow, try to say that 10 times fast. That's a tongue twister there.
I'll leave it to the pro.
Back here a little bit, Travis Bieber working on Casey Jones. Travis Bieber not really able to move forward and not able to fall, not falling back. I mean, he got past Brandon Wallace, worked past Casey Jones, but just kind of sitting here. He's up 3 positions, but track position is going to be a key thing here. We might see some people try to pull off some early stops, or try to make things run a little bit longer. Take a peek here. Our guy that was in our first incident, Brett Bieber, he's up to 14th now, looking to chase down James Kaufman.
Yeah, Brett Bieber is one of our pro drivers here in the series. And, well, I got to tell you, he's going to come to the field. Like I said, he's one of those guys that I've been watching here as of late in this whole series. And I've become a fan of his.
Absolutely. I mean, the Bieber brothers certainly put on a show here, and they constantly find themselves in position, as actually Travis Bieber is on the move forward, gets by Kevin Price now, so he's up 4 positions from where he started this race.
And just so you know, they're no relation to Justin Bieber. 0 relation.
So that gap back to Andy Kurtz is now up to a 2.25 second off the back of McWhorter here, but Christopher Morris Jr. moves it up to almost a 4-second lead over Andy Kurtz, while Whitley still fighting to get to his back bumper.
Yeah, it looks like Christopher Morris is just a little bit better on exit. Now, if you watch Whitley, he almost closes in on entry, but on exit, Morris is pulling Whitley slightly.
Yeah, and that's the thing at a short track. You're not looking for massive gain. You can just get, I mean, even just a couple hundredths a second each lap. That's going to add up over the course of a long run to get you to 2-3 tenths every 5 or so laps. And next thing you know, you're a 1.5 seconds ahead of him, as he's about 0.8 tenths of a second ahead of him this time. Last time by, he was 2 tenths, I should say 0.13 tenths, so about a 1.5 tenths faster that time around. And if you get 10 tenths, that's a full second of a gap there.
Absolutely, and there's your top 3. There is your eyeball test, as we are 76 laps to go here in this one. And Jordan, what what a fun Sunday night. You know, glad I got to fill in on a night where I love short track racing. I can't help it. It's an addiction.
Oh, 100%. Short track racing is the cornerstone of racing. I mean, all your dirt tracks are all, you know, essentially the size of these, you know, short tracks. There are no mile to a mile and a half dirt ovals. I mean, there is one that I'm forgetting that is long straightaways. We got yellow flag on the track. Trying to take a peek here. I see Kevin Price dropping a few spots. We'll take a peek back at him. And it just looks like Jeremiah Holt just gets to the inside, and it kind of looks like a little bit of a racing incident there. You know, kind of going. So, just gets to the inside of him. Well, while these guys make pit stops, we're going to take a moment to step aside, pay some bills here, and we'll be back with more green flag action here from Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. INVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. INVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about INVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
Back here at Lucas Oil IRP with Joseph McWhorter in the top spot after pit stops. Christopher Morris Jr. drops a spot, and Mark Wheatley as well. So McWhorter gonna have control here, and again, he's our first multi-time winner this season, so he's looking to add another win to that and stretch himself out into a further lead as far as wins go, and that's gonna really help him out, you know, getting another win, and, you know, really solidify him as the top guy to beat here, as he's going to have control at this restart over Christopher Morris Jr.
Yeah, here we go. To the Geico restart zone. Joseph McWhorter and Christopher Morris. Here we go. Green flag is out. And Jordan, that's something new I haven't seen here at IRP in a long time. Is that inside line being so dominant. Usually it's the outside line that you should hold shot.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things. It's just, if some guy can run both lines, he's going to run them, and he's going to have an ability to pull out and kind of go where he needs to go. McWhorter actually running about a half lane higher than Morris right now into turns 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, you're going to see, well, we got caution again. It looks like Craig Bontrager and Brock Price have collided.
So we'll get back and take a peek at that. See what happened here. See Craig try to power it up. He goes sliding sideways, and I want to say that the 03 of Brock Price did the same thing, and, you know, we'll take a peek back at him, but it looked like Craig just tried to gas it up there and get going. off the corner, try to have a good run down the backstretch, and it, you know, cold tires, it stepped out on him. We'll take a peek here, see if the same thing happened to Brock. As, yeah, you see both of those guys simultaneously doing the same kind of spin, you know, trying to just, you know, gas it up out of corner exit. And, you know, with cold tires, it's not up to temp, it's not ready to go. And ultimately, they pay the price of sliding. And, you know, unfortunately for Craig there, he was just an innocent bystander of that situation.
Look, I give the synchronized sliding a 5 out of 5 until the contact at the end that really hurt their score. They get a 3 on that one.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a big thing with short tracks is you want to try to maximize your momentum as well as your speed, you know, on corner exit and through the middle of the corner. And when you try to get too much power down at one time, that's where, you know, you get those tires just kind of burning themselves around, and it's kind of hard to keep a hold of it.
Yeah, absolutely. As we are under caution for the 3rd time, I do want to mention to everybody that there is a birthday in the house tonight, and it's not mine, and it would be Jordan's.
No, it's not. I'm skipping it today. Today is.
I was gonna make mention of it.
Nah, today is Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. What are you talking about? 316 Day.
Yes. And Friday was St. Louis Day.
Well, that's St. Louis. No one likes St. Louis.
Tomorrow is St. Patty's Day, so make sure you wear green, or we will come to the YouTube.com live chat and pinch everybody.
Well, I've certainly got a nice green. I have to pick. This is the problem with having several different greens. Got a Eagles jersey lined up with my name on it, and I've also got a St. Patrick's Day themed gritty jersey that I could pull out. So I've got choices to make here. But one thing that's for sure not going to be a choice is who's going to be taking over this start here, and that's certainly, again, going to be Joseph McWhorter. The only choice he has to make is how soon does he go? As he fires off, him and Morris drag race down towards the inside, or towards turns 1. He's going to slide up the track and cut off Morris there, so he can't even get a you know, momentum run on the outside.
Yeah, Morris thought about pulling the power move, but thought better of it. As here we are, Joseph McWhorter gonna get the whole shot on the restart, and they are single filed out on lap 39. And you know, like we said at the top of the show, 100 laps gonna go. Oop! Kyle Deary catches a little bit of the wall.
Oh, it looks like Travis Bieber decided to jump out of line and push his way forward even more. He's been on a move up towards the front here. Just as I said, he kind of stalled out. He decided to say, "Hey yo," like he went Razor Ramon said, "Hey yo, I'm actually moving forward."
I love the wrestling reference.
Hey, always, especially on 316 Day. And not much further back, Brett Bieber, again, the guy who had the incident on the start of lap 2, puts himself up into 7th place now, fighting with Brandon Wallace, trying to get by him as Kyle Deering grabs the wall just a touch there. Looks like Brett Bieber is going to be able to clear past Wallace and set his sights forward on the 48 machine of Andy Kurtz.
Kyle Deering grabbing a little bit of the wall once again. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, there is Joseph McWhorter, and you know, Morris and Whitley and McCarthy just single filed out, and you could even put Travis Bieber in that single file mix, as these guys are keeping pretty good pace with each other. There we go. Now we're seeing these trucks go to that outside line and almost run a double apex or a diamond line, if you will.
Yeah, the whole double diamond, single diamond, late apex, early apex. I just drive the truck, but these guys, that's why they are who they are. You know, out here putting on a show because they actually know how to drive their machines and put their best foot forward. It looked like Morris got a little loose there for a second.
Kyle Deering and Brandon Wallace looks like could be very involved in that one.
Take a peek back here at Brandon Wallace first. It looks like Deering just two guys in the same vicinity there. Wallace and him going for a ride. He will go on board here with Kyle Deering. See if we see, I don't know if maybe, yeah, I almost even wonder if maybe there is a touch of net code. Just because we'll go on board with Brandon Wallace here and take a peek at him. See, Deering comes up, they're side by side. Oh, Wallace got a touch loose, and you know, when you're essentially 3 wide in that situation there's not a ton that you're going to be able to do to get out of that situation. I mean, Wallace couldn't go up, and you know, Deering really couldn't go down, so it was kind of a close your eyes and hope for the best as you come through there.
Oh, that's a slide for life.
Just kind of you know, hold the wheel straight and pray, and you know, us, unfortunately there, the two of them just, they can't avoid each other, and it's short track racing with that, you know, it's not a ton of space, not a lot of places you can move, and you know, it just comes with the racing. You know, you try to, you know, give as much space as you can, but with, you know, having a smaller lane to go through, I mean, you come off this backstretch and you've got the inside wall to worry about now. It's not like a lot of the tracks that, you know, we had, like Vegas and places like that, where they have all of that infield grass there, that if you spin out, you can kind of just run through the grass, hold the brake, pray you don't clip any part of the pit and catch yourself a black flag. But you know, here, if you go sideways on the front stretch, there's about, I'd say, at least a 90+% chance that you're hitting that inside wall, like we saw Brett Bieber do at the beginning of this race.
Yes, we're closing out on the halfway mark here. The lights are out on the Speedway and the iRacing.com pace truck. Joseph McWhorter and Christopher Morris Jr. will make up your front row as we get ready to go back to green. We're going to have just, 51 laps to go. And it'll be the fastest 51 laps of the night here as we are on board with Joseph McWhorter coming back to green.
Yeah, we'll see when he gets this thing rolling and geared up to roll here. As you know, Alan said, we're approaching that halfway point here in this race. It's going to get in that restart zone. Going to wait till near the end of that restart zone to fire off there. And I think we'll see some people later on playing some of those games as he gets up and clear of Christopher Morris Jr. to put himself solid in the top spot. But Whitley now fighting with Morris, trying to take away that P2 spot from Morris as we are back under caution here. And I see a nest of names popping up here.
Well, if you're a Hoagie fan, he's involved.
Yeah, if you're a Hoagie fan, you might want to look away here. As, it looks like Kaufman just gives the bumper to the 48. The 03 gets into it. Hoagie up on the high side. We'll take a peek at him. Charles Abert is in that as well. Down the backstretch he goes. See the 03 on that high line. Like, that's where everything starts happening. They get on the binders, and when you get on the brakes hard enough, you kind of lose steer to it. So he kind of goes up into that outside wall, and then Abert has nowhere to go as well. So it's one of those things that when someone else takes your line and you're already on the high line, there's nowhere to go. You can't slow down fast enough to go low because you got other trucks into your inside, and it makes a little bit of a tough situation there.
Yeah, it looks like Noah Hogard got the Stone Cold Stunner there.
Certainly. While they all clean up and pace around here, we're going to step aside for just a quick moment, and we'll be back with more green flag racing here from the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series presented by INVets.
Superior quality.
Back at the track now as a pace car is going to bring these guys down the back stretch. And so far, it's been a majority of Joseph McWhorter here and Christopher Morris Jr. as the two of them are kind of evenly matched, you know, here at the beginning as McWhorter's fastest time with 21:73, Morris's fastest time at 21:78. So these guys are very equally matched. It seems like whoever has the lead and can get out there is able to keep that lead. But now Whitley with a good jump that time by, able to stick side by side with Morris down the backstretch, looking to take away that P2 spot from Morris.
Yeah, now
Morris got a little bit of the wall there.
Morris did get a little bit of the wall, but here comes Mr. Mark Whitley on the inside, looking for that 2-for-1 special. Can't quite get up to Christopher Morris, but he's trying everything he can.
Yeah, he's going to settle back in line behind the 19 machine there. As, McCarthy goes up into the wall. McCarthy, McCarthy having a little bit of maybe driving in just a touch bit too deep, or maybe even just getting a little bit loose there. As I saw Kevin Price's name, he hit the wall hard. Now Morris looking to the inside. We've got Morris looking to the inside of McWhorter and Whitley looking to the inside of Morris. 3 wide is not something that you would expect here from such a small track.
I will tell you this right now, Jordan. Here in the first three drivers, we have more action than a Waffle House at 3 a.m.
Yeah, certainly. But Whitley just not able to get enough of a run off the bottom there. And that's the thing that's going to be tough, is I think we're going to have to see some of these guys kind of put the elbows just out a bit, give a little bit of a bump to push that guy just a hair further into the corner, maybe push him up into that last little zone, cause him to have to check up, and you can kind of get to his inside. But these guys don't really put the bumper to each other all that often. They usually race really clean. As McWhorter even higher that time, Morris looking to the inside. He's going to give him a little bit of a tap there. So just as I said, they don't use the bumpers. They used it there for just a moment.
I was going to say, Mark Whitley trying to throw the people's elbow on Morris and McWhorter.
A little bit further back, Andy Kurtz fighting with Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace looks to jump up a spot there. Some of these guys are able to make it work on the bottom, and Brandon Wallace certainly is showing that it's, you know, able to run a lot faster, a lot better down there. But the drive off, I think that these guys on the outside get is a lot better, as it looks like. I thought I saw Casey Jones have a little bit of a dust up there, and now he has a dust up with James Kaufman. That's going to bring Brandon Wallace, Jeremiah Holt all into that. We catch that live time. Almost like I saw it coming or felt it, you know, in the broadcast curse, that I felt like, you know, I waved my magic fingers just to cause a little bit of a curse there by saying I thought Casey Jones was into something, and I didn't write the script, okay? I promise.
That would be a disturbance in the force.
Oh, just both, you know, Jones, they're just trying to get all that he could off the corner. And that, you know, unfortunately grabs Jeremiah Holt as well. Take a peek at him, see what happens, because he was sliding sideways behind that. Brandon Wallace smoking as well there. Take a watch here with Jeremiah Holt. Yeah, he's just there. And he just gets on the binders. Looks like Kurtz gives him a shove.
Looks like Casey Jones, from that vantage point, looks like Casey Jones just got a little bit loose. And just enough, and then the X truck was already there.
Yeah, and then we'll look at Brandon Wallace here. So you see Kurtz goes in to this pile up here just a little bit and grabs the rear end of Holt. And then Wallace, just trying to avert himself from it, goes to the inside wall, and that's going to end his day. depending on if he has that fast repair. That's a big thing, is having that fast repair. We'll take a peek. It seems he's gone off the track for the night. Just 64 laps run here out of 100, so time winding down relatively quickly for these guys, and running out of opportunities here.
Yeah, now's the time where you got to start creating your own opportunities. If you're Christopher Morris, as these guys, as I always say, the sands of the hourglass are definitely winding down. But you still got 47 more trips around here.
Yeah, and that's gonna again wind down relatively quickly. It would be 37 trips around. St. Louis math does not convert that well over in Indianapolis. But I do want to give a shout out to INVets, the title sponsor for our series here. They were founded by veterans for veterans, aiding in transitioning to civilian life, focusing on job placement and finding the right community for veterans and their families to ensure their success and happiness. They are a veteran nonprofit here in Indiana, with the goal of bringing veterans to that state to live and work. Ooh, English. I'm sorry. Dave is the sponsor read, and I'm trying to live up to Dave as we are back at Green Flag Racing here, jumbled up. Look like a couple people beating and banging there. The 49 entering his nose into this top group here, as I seem to have gotten another yellow flag. Let's say James Kaufman is the only name that popped up for that, but we'll take... James Kaufman goes a little loose there too again. Take a peek here, see what we can find. Yeah, James Kaufman going for a little bit of a slide there. Gonna bring out, I believe, our 7th caution on the night. And that's again just unfortunate. I'm gonna assume that he was just down after that wreck, got his damage fixed, new tires, the whole 9 yards, and those cold tires. He's already behind the 8 ball, so he's just trying to find his way to mix and match back up. Again, points are super important. I mean, Kaufman himself is just 12 points over the cut line. With, again, you have here at IRP, and then next week they're going to move themselves over to Watkins Glen. So you're going to see them at the Glen and then Kansas. And then after that, that's the start of round of 12, where they'll be at Nashville and Richmond. So two smaller tracks there as well. And then, that'll put them in the round of 8 for Iowa and Auto Club, and then finish off the season in Texas. So, if you're struggling here, you have Watkins Glen and Kansas to make up points and keep yourself in that, in that playoff position. And then after that, I mean, that's it. It's playoff time, and it's all go, all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, 100% there, Jordan. As I forgive me, I got a special delivery to the Tony Sherpasso Memorial Studio of cheese pizza and salad.
That's a duo there. Cheese pizza and salad, they kind of offset each other, so it should be 0 calories there, correct?
Who's counting?
Exactly, who's counting?
Who's counting? Well, right now we're counting cautions, and we're getting ready to come back to green at lap 70 with 31 or 21 to go.
Nope. It'll be 30 to go at the line.
That's St. Louis math once again.
St. Louis math getting you as we'll cross the line. It'll start lap 71, give us 30 to go to the finish here, as McWhorter and Morris, as well as Whitley, have all been in those top spots. It looks like Craig Bontrager got himself up there too. And, we're going to fire off and head towards turn 1 for another time as we See Whitley actually fighting a little bit better once again. So it seems like he's getting good on these restarts, but he's not able to continue that drive on the inside because McWhorter gets, you know, cranked up and gets out and ahead of him. But it looks like Whitley, if he had the space, probably would have pushed a little bit more up to the line to clear himself, as he's going to be able to squeeze right into a small spot, take away the P2 spot just as caution comes out on the racetrack. Morris grabbing the wall there as well.
Yikes.
Go back here and take a peek, and I see James Kaufman's name here, and he is just not having a good time here.
Yeah, his night went from bad to worse.
Yeah, and it doesn't even seem to be his fault. It looks like Holt got sideways ahead of him. Take a peek at that. See what happened to Holt here. Holt to the inside of Jones, and it looks like he was just trying to stay off of Jones there, and I don't know if he got a little bit of that rear bumper enough to, you know, unsettle that car. But he goes around, and Kaufman just no place to go. It actually looks like Morris just came down pit road now. Morris down getting service, gives up the P3 spot. Just gonna have to see what happens here from there, as now McWhorter and Whitley are gonna be the top two, and I think that's the first time that Morris or McWhorter have been off the front two spots.
Exactly. And while we mentioned the stimulus mass, Jordan, let's go ahead and mention let's see here. Let's mention the Lincoln Tech, the spring series sponsors, the country's leading school for automotive technology. That's Lincoln Tech. So make sure, let's give them a shout out here tonight.
Yeah, Lincoln's mission is to provide superior education and training to students for in-demand careers in a supportive, accessible learning environment, transforming students' lives and adding value to their communities. They are one of the largest automotive technology schools in the nation with 23 campuses, and as he said, they are the title sponsor for the Spring Series and a very large partner of Goat Locker Racing.
Well done.
Well, I'm not up to Dave's standards, but I am up to some standards somewhere.
Look, you're killing it on my standard.
Well, certainly, you know, Dave enjoying the Florida sun sometime tomorrow. I know he's flying there now. It's going to be pitch black by the time he gets there, but
I hope he gets sunburned.
No, you leave my boo-boo alone. He put me in eternal state of dibs, and with that eternal state of dibs comes with his protection.
Well, with that eternal state of dibs, here comes the green flag as McWhorter, Whitley will carry the front row to the Geico restart zone. We are back to green flag, 25 laps to go. Make it 24.
So Whitley able to stick to the inside and get to the... Oh, just got to the quarter panel there. Trying to pull back McWhorter and try to put himself on the wins list this season. Should be a sixth different winner. A little further, a guy that's been slowly creeping his way into this podium area is Travis Bieber, and just behind him, the other Bieber, as we go under caution again. But those two, Brett Bieber and Travis Bieber, you know, Brett rebounding from what happened early on, and Travis just finding his way up forward here. As we'll take a peek back here, it looks like a Brock Price with a little bit of a situation. See what happens to him. And again, it's that turn two. The turn two is the biggest one that I've been seeing. It's you know, the first corner that you start to drive off of on new tires. He was just down at lap 62. Correction, yeah, lap 62. So he's on some tires that have been used already, a couple of those under caution. But you know, when you're on something that's still fresh, you're gonna have that tire spin trying to get off a corner, and it's impossible to avoid. For one, you're gonna have tire spin, and it's not an easy thing to do, to avoid. I want to point out, just because we've got a W avoidance for Hoagie for one of those last cautions we had. It's up 6 spots here tonight, sitting in the 13th position. So Hoagie moving on up. Biggest mover would be Kyle Deering. It's up 9 spots from the start of this, and then Travis Bieber, he's moved up 7. So we seeing a lot of movement from some of these guys, and I mean, normally at some of these tracks we'd see guys that have moved up, you know, 14, 15 spots. But with a short track, I mean, track position is a huge key. It's so hard to get, you know, positions at a short track because, you know, there's not a ton of space to go.
So Jordan, what did you think of it in football terms, right? Okay, when you go for the first down, typically you're taught short gain, short gain, short gain, short gain, right? You don't want to play long. You don't want to play the long game on a short track. You want to play the short game. You want to make short gains, and then stay out of trouble.
Exactly, and I mean that's essentially what a short track is, you know, short gains, work yourself forward, and, you know, just inch forward. And I mean, Travis Bieber has done that to a T, as well as Brett Bieber. I know Brett Bieber, he's still about a position off from where he started this race in P5, but, you know, he went to the back and he's had to march his way back forward. And I mean, it certainly would not put it past him to be able to put himself in a position to maybe even get up here for a podium or pull off a win, just with what time that's left here, as McWhorter going to be handed control over for the lead once again. Is Whitley on the outside here, going to try to match him down the front stretch. And if he can match him here on this restart, that's going to be big as they drag race side by side. But McWhorter still able to edge forward. We saw Whitley last time do a crossover, and he does so here again. Puts himself on the bottom, going to the inside.
I just say we're almost 3 wide back there around the Travis Bieber area.
Yeah, certainly everybody pushing back there. And a big thing for Whitley is if he can get in the corner entry side by side and kind of force McWhorter to take a higher line. Whorter looked like he got a little sideways off of that corner. If he can get in the corner exit and try to, you know, not necessarily push him up there, but kind of force McWhorter to run a wider line, that's going to be a big key here. But it's kind of hard to do that without contact.
Well, just as you say that, the race for the lead starting to heat up. Here comes Mark Whitley, and we mentioned that short gain. Here he comes, making the move on the inside. It just can't quite get there. Well, it looks like right now, Whitley has the better truck. Well,
the more that he works here, the more that Mike McCarthy is able to kind of pull himself into a conversation. He was all over the back of Whitley there for a moment. Oh! Has to check up a touch there, Whitley does, just to stay off the rear bumper of the 72 machine there.
Here we go. He just doesn't have enough.
No, and it's hard for him to get down that backstretch cleanly, as now we have caution on the racetrack. Take a peek back here at, looks like Noah Hogie into a little bit of something back here. Looks like Kaufman starts sliding sideways and Hogie goes down low, but just gets a touch there, so nothing too bad. So he was thinking that, you know, he was going to slide sideways and go up the track, which is typically what, you know, tends to happen when you spin out at a short track. You slide sideways and then you go either towards the inside wall really quickly, or when you start sliding sideways, your back end's just going to start going towards the wall, and doesn't go towards the wall, but falls to that inside line where Hoagie was looking to run. We're going to step aside for just a quick moment and be right back. Just 12 laps to go here from Lucas Oil Raceway, and it's certainly heating up to be a good finish and a chaotic finish at that.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. INVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. INVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about INVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Back here at Lucas Oil Raceway, is we're about to see these guys get back to green here. It's going to just be 9 laps to go, a 9-lap shootout here to crown a winner here. You know, can McWhorter pull off and be a back-to-back and a 3-time winner this season, or does Whitley have what it takes to get up and by McWhorter to steal a victory here? Is there green flag racing here from IRP? McWhorter not able to get too far away this time. McCarthy able to get to the inside of Whitley now.
Yeah, 9 laps to go. It's a 10-lap shootout. Here comes Joseph McWhorter. Business is about to pick up if, well, Mark Whitley's there.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to look too much further as Whitley throws it down into the inside as hard as he can. But Morris Jr. just kind of creeping back into this podium position. Side by side down the backstretch. Whitley up the track just a slight bit there, trying to get as much of an arc, as much of a run as he can off the corner. Drag racing side by side still down the front stretch. And it looks like Whitley going to slide up in front of McWhorter. McWhorter going to cross him over here. Now McWhorter's going to be working the inside line.
Slide job by Whitley to get by McWhorter.
Oh, and McCarthy's going to get contact with McWhorter, and McWhorter's going to fall back. Now Morris Jr., he's to the inside of McCarthy. He's going to take away the P2 spot. So does Morris now have what it takes to run down Whitley here with just 6 to go, 5.5 to go as they run down the backstretch?
Well, if he does, the sands of the hourglass are running out fairly quickly as we're getting ready to come to 5 laps to go. 5 flanges in the air for Mark Whitley.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Christopher Morris is a winning driver and has put on winning performances the entire season through the ARCA series. So, I mean, I would not be surprised if he can get to him, but getting by him is going to be a whole nother thing. I mean, Morris has 4 wins in the ARCA series and certainly would love to add a 5th win on the campaign as far as both series go. He's just right there. McWhorter has fallen back to 9th now in a heap of a mess, but back up front, Whitley just driving away here.
Yeah, Whitley driving away. Morris still running out of time as the sands of the hourglass are just about empty. Mike McCarthy in that dust up. He's running a distant 3rd. But, I mean, that's got to be the move of the race. That slide job that Whitley put on yeah, he put on McWhorter was dad to be the move of the race.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a struggle to get to get by McWhorter, and I mean he was able to hang side by side with him, but I mean to get to him, it's been a struggle. Or to get by him has been nothing but a struggle. But now, coming through turns 3 and 4, Whitley gonna come and collect the white flag here. 1 lap to go here from IRP for the INVets Truck Series on Goat Locker Racing. As he's going to come through 1 and 2. Morris falls to about a 0.6 of a second gap to him. Whitley now going to enter turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Someone up in the wall. Price is up in the wall. Not going to matter for Whitley as Whitley comes across and gives us another new winner on the season here for the INVets Truck Series. And man, he worked hard for that win. I mean, absolutely all haymakers, jabs, uppercuts, the whole 9 yards just to get to him. And he's going to be our race winner for tonight.
I tell you what, Jordan, if Mark Whitley is going to burn it down, he is absolutely gassed after that one.
Oh, absolutely. If he's not gassed, then he's a better man than I am, because I am out of breath just being up here. Because I mean that just was crazy. I mean he's gonna burn it down. He's gonna be our 6th different winner on the season here so far. And 7 races, 6 winners. McWhorter the only multi-win race winner here so far, and that's something. Some kind of thing that's just crazy. Just waiting for some of these guys to populate into our waiting room. I don't see these guys to where I can drag them up and get a word with them. You want to go back and maybe see if we can grab that pass for the lead here. We're going to rerun the white flag. So Whitley, I mean, just like I said, a dominant performance here. We're actually going to be able to get a word with him here in a second. Drag him up. Mark Whitley, it's Jordan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Hey, man. So, I mean, that was a hard-fought win for you there. I mean, you were inside the leader multiple times, trying to find a drive off the corner. Just wasn't fully working for you for a little bit there, but this last run here, able to kind of throw it, seemed like you were able to kind of throw it in a little deeper there towards the end.
Yeah, I was racing Joseph, my teammate, and I was telling him, I'm like, look, if I don't want to, like, because I'm joining this pretty late, so I don't want to affect anybody running for championship or points. So I was running kind of conservative and giving people more room than maybe I normally would. So I kept telling him, though, I'm like, if I get a run, I'm going to probably throw a slide job, so just wait for it. And I kept getting side by side, and there was one corner we were side by side, I think, through one. I finally got a good run off, and I was almost clear of him, so I just really threw it into 3, and I about wrecked it because I was sideways getting in there because I drove it in so deep, and I finally cleared him. And after that, I just figured I'd run some qualifying laps to get away because I knew the 19 was coming on a little bit fresher tires. So and I think the 3 of us were all 3 running, nose to tail over top each other the whole race. So once I got cleared, Joseph, I was like, all right, time to just try to make like a leaf and go. So
yeah,
car drove great. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you and McWhorter both ran, identical. I mean, to probably the 1,000th. I only have the 10th and 100th, but you ran identical best laps of the race. So I mean, you guys were absolutely hauling, the 2 of you. And Christopher Morris, his fastest lap was just 400th off of you guys. So I mean, the 3 of you were just a class of the field there through the entire night. And I gotta say, the crossover that you started doing towards the end there, where McWhorter would get that jump out on the restart, you would go into turns 1 and 2 behind him and just kind of drive it down to that bottom line. And that's where I feel like you were able to kind of gain a ton, because it was like you were driving from the wall, off the wall, down to the inside line, and able to like just pick up a ton of speed. So I mean, y'all were absolutely throwing haymakers at each other there. And I mean, you come through the winter, and certainly that's got to be a wonderful feeling.
Oh yeah, I know. I was taking a little cues. That's kind of a similar line I run at like New Hampshire. Like kind of get down there almost on the apron. That's what you get there on there. So I was kind of running a similar, just trying to get way wide arc and just try to get a good straight exit off. And there was a decent amount of grip down there, especially on fresher tires. As long as you hit the apron just right or hit that bottom groove just right, you could get a good launch. Like I said, it was just trying to get a good drive off and get a good enough, like get a little bit in front of them so I could try to throw that slide job and not wipe us both out.
Yeah, I mean, here you are. You're the 6th different winner on the season. McWhorter, the only multi-time winner. So I mean, that's something that showed like how much of a challenge it is to win here. You come in, you get it, and certainly there's got to be some people you want to thank for tonight's win.
Oh yeah, big shout out Harpoon Design. They're my sponsor. Check him out at harpoondesign.com. He's also I think the number one painter on Trading Paints now. So check him out. I also got to think, let's see here. The league told me to do some sponsors. Let me find it real quick. Oh yeah, Lincoln Tech, Save 22, and Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. Not like I said, I'm brand new to this, so I haven't really don't know anything about all those things, but I'm sure they're all great, and can't wait to learn more about them the longer I'm here.
Absolutely. Well, you get a win. Not playoff eligible, but certainly going to be a guy to play spoiler through the playoffs, man.
Yeah, this truck's fun to drive. I love short tracks and road course stuff. I know. I think next week, what Joe was telling me, it's Watkins Glen. That's one of my other favorite tracks. So hopefully we can come in and challenge up there, get up front again, and see what we got, and just play spoiler.
Absolutely, man. So once again, congratulations, and we'll be catching you on another one, man.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right. Next up, certainly not least, our P3 winner, our P3 runner here tonight. Alan, I believe you're with him.
Michael McCartney, you made her run at the lead multiple times, but just couldn't quite get it done. Take us through that last lap and what you were going through.
Yeah, I bought this track, I think 30 minutes before the race started. So I had like 30 minutes of practice on the track I never drove on before. So that's always special. And then, McWhorter, I know he was on, not the way I wanted that to go down, but I know he was on old tires and then just didn't track all the way up to the wall like I thought he was going to, and then just made some contact. So not what I wanted there, but such is life.
Yeah, it looked like you there at the late stages had the truck to beat, but it wasn't meant to be. But next week we move on to the road course. What are you looking forward to as we move on to Watkins Glen next week and that road course, and does that fit your driving style?
I'm looking forward to probably another top 10, top 5 finish would be really good. I peeked into the right above the cut line last week. Sundays hasn't been my best showing. I made it to the final 4 here in this series last year, so I'd like to do that again. So, good finish today, top 5 finish next week. We should be looking pretty good going into the playoffs.
Well, hey, before we get you out of here, is there anybody that you'd like to thank to help you get it done on that number 3 truck?
Absolutely. Got a shout out to iRacing, Above the Yellow Line, Sim Motion. Can't thank INVets enough for all they do for everybody. And shout out to Goat Locker and what you guys do in the booth, too. Thanks, guys.
All right.
And last, and certainly not least, his name is different in Discord, so he threw me off. I guess he trying to not talk to me, but Christopher Morse Jr., he comes P2 on the night.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, man, so, I'm used to talking to you in the other series, but, I'm kind of getting used to talking to you here, too, man.
Yeah, I need to win. You know what I mean? I'm itching. Like, I can't run the next gen series because I'm not paying to run that car. No offense, Pat. I'll pay to run anything else. I'm not paying to run that one, right? And then, the other truck series is the premier series in the league, so they're not just letting anybody in there, and you can't get in there in the middle of the season. So I've been running everything else I can, the late models, the trucks, and I've won everything but these trucks. So I'm itching to get one. We were close tonight, but no cigar.
Yeah, I saw you there. You pit around lap 73 and kind of put yourself back in the pack, but you drove all the way up through it, and you're just kind of sitting around that P3 spot. McWhorter has his issue. You find yourself able to kind of get up through and get to that P2 spot. I mean, take me through a little bit of that drive that you had through the field.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was hoping that there would be one less caution in the middle of it, because they eat up the laps there. But I just, that caution probably about mid race, where everybody but me and McWhorter pit. I thought we were going to be all right up there. I was a little bit worried about it, but I thought we might be all right as long as the cautions kept falling. But then was it the 74 guy that won the race ended up getting by me, and I was like, all right, it's 25 to go, and this caution comes out. I'll go ahead and pit, thinking other people are going to pit, and nobody else pit. So just stuck in the back of, I think I was 15th, and got around a few cars, kind of got roadblocked there for 3 or 4 laps, and a caution comes out. So lost 7 or 8 laps there, and then in the last 9 laps got around everybody else but one.
Yeah, and again, P2, great finish for you. And then since I have you here, with tomorrow, we're moving over to, I believe, the new ARCA car here. Have you been running that at all? And, how much of a different car is that? How do you think that's going to affect you?
Oh my goodness. I have probably put more laps into that car than anybody else since it dropped. Maybe not everybody else, but probably most people. And I feel like it's going to depend on the track as far as how much different racing it's going to be. It seems like driving it, I never drove the old IROC series cars on iRacing because they're not on here, obviously, but I used to run them on like NR 2003 and whatnot. And it kind of feels like that when you get on bigger tracks. Like you drive it off the right front. We're going to be saving a lot of tire. I think the shorter tracks, it's going to be a little bit more spread out, but I think it's going to be more stable. I think it's really going to help mid to backpack kind of keep up and be more in the race. I think for people like me, people like Eddie, it's going to be a lot different. I don't think we're going to struggle a ton, but I'm real nervous that I'm not going to get another win this season. I'll put it to you that way. I was really comfortable with the Gen 4, and this new car to me kind of feels like a baby Gen 7, if that makes sense. So it's
Oh boy. Yeah, that's going to be yeah, that's certainly going to be a ton of fun to watch from up here to see how much of a difference it is. I'm sure you guys will still be racing as hard as you guys do each and every week. Looking forward to that. And before I send you on your way, brother, anybody got a shout out?
Yeah, Jam Printing and Promotions for sponsoring the Pole Award. We were able to win that tonight, so that's cool. INVet for sponsoring the series. You guys for broadcasting the series. It's always great. Alexander PCs. I got to thank my buddy Chad for spotting for me tonight. He was going to join the league, but he doesn't want to jump in this late in the season, so I told him to get up on the booth, kind of get an idea of how the guys in the series run, assuming we're going to be running the trucks again next season. But thank him for kind of keeping me in the strategy game and whatnot. And yeah, still no sponsors for any of these rigs, man. It's rough out here.
Hey, man, I've been calling Napa. I've been calling Bass Pro Shops. They don't seem to want to pick up the phone for me. I'm trying. I'm a bad PR guy, I guess, but nonetheless,
You gotta get that I rating up. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what it is.
Nonetheless, thank you for your time, brother, and we'll be talking to you.
All right, thank you, man. Have a good night.
All right, and with that said, I'm gonna go over our final results here and get a look at where everybody finished up. Mark Whitley, newcomer to the series, gonna finish P1 with Christopher Morris Jr. in P2. Michael McCarthy gonna round out the podium positions there for P3, with Travis Bieber fighting all the way up 7 positions from where he started. Jamie Libke, they're going to finish in P5 on the night. A wonderful drive for them as they moved up 10 spots. Craig Bontrager going to finish 6th. Kyle Deering 7th. Casey Jones 8th. Joseph McWhorter, who led a ton this race and had a dominant truck, he's going to come P9, with Alex McQueen rounding out our top 10. Andy Kurtz and Charles Abert going to come 11th and 12th. With Noah Hoagie Hogard getting P13. Brock Price and James Kaufman going to be 14th and 15th, rounding out the top 15. Kevin Price, Brett Bieber, and Jeremiah Holt in 16th, 17th, and 18th. With Brandon Wallace, he's going to round out our full 19 truck field tonight, as Daniel Craighill was our race control on the night, had already signed up for the session. He's going to be our race control for tonight. With all of that said, I mean, what a phenomenal race that we had. I know it was a little bit of a caution filled race at a short track, which you tend to kind of expect from a short track, but nonetheless, tons of door-to-door action throughout the entirety of this night, Alan.
Absolutely, and you know, look, IRP lived up to everything. It was all the hype and everything, and a little bit more. But nonetheless, we switched gears in this series. You know, we've gone from super speedways, a mile and a half to a mile, and then now we're going to switch gears and go from a short track to a road course next week. And you know, I'm super excited. I know Dave's going to have a lot of fun in Florida, and I can't wait to hang out with you next Sunday also.
Yeah, Whitley says he's excited for that one, so we'll see if he can be the second repeat winner and go 2 for 2 back-to-back in this league. With all of that being said, though, we're going to sign off here for the night. As you walk through the streets of life, please do not play in traffic. Thank you, everybody.